Good afternoon and welcome back again, Realty
Yay.
Pros.
Good stuff, D.
Yes,
Excellent.
congratulations, Dee. Thank you for sharing. Welcome back to another week of Porterhouse Realty Talks. Today, we are going deeper into the training that we had last week. For the last month or more, we've been talking about preparing for the winter and how to do that with regards to choosing your farm area, targeted marketing, choosing what demographic you want to serve. And today we're going to dive a little bit more deeply, as I said, into that training. We're going to go over some of those marketing strategies and some of those groups that you may not have thought about in quite a while. So we'll go ahead and get started. Dee just shared something, and I thank you for sharing that, Dee. You said that Lancaster and Associates, you guys just sent out your mailers and you're headed out to door knock. If you want to go ahead and just reshare a bit of that for the rest of your colleagues that'll be listening to this recording, go ahead.
Okay, so Lancaster and Associates met at Porterhouse, at the office at Porterhouse. I think it was Tuesday after Labor Day, so September the 7th. We got together. We had a little bit of a challenge trying to figure out the technology, but we finally did get it done. We had previously gone through Realty Track to figure out what looked like hot prospects as folks who were in distress for us to door knock on, and we're looking for pre-foreclosures. So we had done that work, and then we had gotten our list together, and we were going to Porterhouse to make sure that we had stuffed our envelopes. Well, we almost got it done, but we did definitely get it organized this time. And then on Monday, on Saturday, so we met on the 7th, and then on the Wednesday, and then I guess that was the 8th, Anitha sent out, and she's here. She sent out the first set of our pre-foreclosure letters. And then on Saturday, I sent out the next set of our pre-foreclosure letters. And then on Wednesday, Ms. Pat sent out our next set of pre-foreclosure letters. We had 17 all told, and we're going out in two different groups. Ms. Pat and Anitha are going out on Saturday, and Ms. Pat and I are going out on Monday. We're going out to do the areas that we decided individually that we were going to focus on in. And that's it. Our first set was just, we want you to know we care. Our second set was, we're sending you this string, which I'm sure Curtis knows about this, so that you might remember that we had told you we were coming. And our third set is a watch, and we were telling folks time is running out and we will be here to see you when we said. So wonderful. Everything went out, and we're getting ready to do our door knocking on Saturday and Monday.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that, Dee. Very effective campaign. Stick with it. So after you send those out, continue to send mailers, continue to door knock. And one of the things that Mr. Porter was talking about before we began the recording is add a cold call to that. So for you guys, it'll be a warm call because they've actually already seen marketing material from you. So if you add that to what you're doing, it can only help you to get more listings from that. Mr. Porter, you shared a quick testimonial before we began the recording. I think that will be very encouraging to any of our Realty Pros who listen to the video on playback. Would you take a very brief moment to share that testimonial again?
Well, I didn't want to give the full testimony. I wanted Susan to have an opportunity to tell her own story, but I was very excited, very proud of her. A while back, we encouraged her to just do cold calling. And sometimes when you have dual careers and things of that nature, you have to figure out different strategies that work for you. So the cold calling was something that I don't think she wanted to do, but she did it anyway. And as a result, she was able to get a $1 million listing. I think the listing was going to go closer to 2 million, but it really, we needed to look at the comps and everything and get the pricing right. But that property sold, and in addition to that, the clients purchased another $1 million home. So she had a $2 million worth of closings in one day, which is very exciting, from just calling people that she had no relationship with, just going down the list. So I'm encouraged and I'm excited. I'm going to add cold calling to my list of things to do.
Excellent. Thank you so much for
Tons of
reiterating
scripts
that.
and brokerment for you. Say that again.
I'm sorry, you were going out for a moment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Continue.
No, I was saying that there's a ton of scripts in brokerment for our agents to use. So just kudos to Susan. It's always exciting when you close a $2 million deal. It's very exciting. If you haven't closed your first $1 million deal, keep hacking at it. It's coming. Just get used to the process and know what you're doing, so that when it's time, you're ready.
You got it. Thank you so much for reiterating that. We're going to go ahead through the slides that we have. We're not going to go through all of them. We're going to touch on some of the most pertinent points, okay? So we are not focused on first-time home buyers, of course, but there is a component of this next slide that I want you guys to notice. As we're considering cold calling and marketing for listings, so whether those be your $1 million listings, $2 million, 500,000, whatever it is, we have an opportunity. And I will briefly say that for this particular slide, if you look at Bright MLS and you put in a price point that is just for rentals, you can put in there for $4,000 or more for a rental, and you'd be surprised at the number of rentals that you find. What that's going to do is it's going to show you all of the properties who are being rented by buyers that could afford to purchase a very expensive home. But more importantly, for the sake of this training, it's going to show you the sellers that are not occupying their homes and that may be interested in selling those homes. So just briefly, you can see what those options were that were there. So you have, this is for rentals. It offers you the opportunity to have even a two-sided transaction. So as we were talking about the example that Mr. Porter was given about Susan, she had a two-sided transaction, both a purchase and a listing. This is one of the ways to just pull that information straight from Bright MLS, right? So as I promised, that will be quick for that one because we want to focus on some others, but you can see how you can pull together the information, put it in a mailer, print out your labels, and move forward from there. All right. So now we want to get to what we've been talking about with regards to whether it's cold calling, direct mail pieces, door hangers. There are so many marketing strategies that we've been talking about. Cold calling, very effective. Whatever we do, we want you guys to know that it is a numbers game. And I know I said that before, but I can't say it again because we need you guys to be encouraged to know that if you make your first 20 calls and you only get to speak to 2 or 3 people, that is normal and that's a part of the process. Keep going, because when you keep going, after you've made your 100 calls or so, you're going to have a certain number of listing appointments and you'll get a certain number of listings out of that. NAR says about 2%. We can do even better than that. So if that's the case, just think in terms of the numbers game for not only your cold calling, but your direct mail pieces. So you're going to send out your direct mail pieces. That is an option for your marketing campaign. Know that that's going to be a percentage as well. So you can even budget for it. You can say, okay, well, if I send out, 200 postcards, I should get at least 4 calls back, right? Because that's going to be a 2%. So the same thing goes for your marketing. You can budget it in that way. I'm going to skip over open houses for now. Robo Dialers, that is a very effective way. If you wanted to do your slide broadcast, it allows for you guys to send out messages to people, right? So cold calling, very effective up front. Slide broadcast is for those people, maybe you didn't get a chance to talk to them, but you can either leave a message or use one of the robo dialers like slide broadcast or slide dial to simply insert a voicemail into their messaging system. So they will hear a message from you. And one of the good things about this system is the only people that you're actually going to talk to with that system are the people who call you back and say that they want your assistance. So there are quite a number of different strategies. Does anybody have any questions about anything thus far? Mr. Porter, do you have any thoughts about that? All right, so for your email marketing, go ahead.
I was sorry, I couldn't hear your question. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was talking about your slide broadcasting. I know that's something that you used to be fond of. I wanted to see if you had anything that you wanted to share with regards to that.
No, it's just a technology. You guys, there's a ton of technologies depending on what you want to do. This is just a technology that allows you to call people so that you know, like I was saying earlier, you don't have to have your self-esteem affected. You're leaving a message, so it goes immediately to their voicemail. It says, "Hey, I'm sorry I missed your call. I was with Shay Porter with Porterhouse International Realty Group calling see if you wanted to get a price analysis on your home. It's free, confidential. Give me a call back, leave your phone number." That's it. So it's just a piece of technology that, depending on what you're trying to do and how you want to do it, you can take advantage and leverage through these technologies.
Thank you for sharing that. So like we said in the beginning, the goal is for you to choose one thing and stick to it. Okay, so we're going to provide you guys with a number of different options, but in no way, shape, or form do we want you to choose every single thing that's on here, because we want you to have a laser-like focus on what specific marketing strategies and what specific demographic you're going to market to. And that's where you're going to devote your marketing dollars. But that is an option, like Mr. Porter said, technology that allows you to leave those messages. Okay. Marketing, so email marketing. Does anybody have any questions or anything they'd like to share?
I do, about the slide broadcasting.
Hello, D'Amica, how are you?
I'm good. So my question is, I guess is directed to Mr. Porter because he's done it. What is the percentage of the return that you've done? Is it just like everything else, it's a numbers game, or is it a certain percentage that you have seen people call you back about and you getting the listing or the buyer or whoever it is that you were targeting?
So I can respond to that. Go ahead,
I was going
Mr.
to.
Porter.
Okay.
Your
Yes.
audio is kind of choppy.
Sorry, yeah, I'm sorry, guy. D'Amica, to be honest with you, I need to do a better job of keeping track of analytics. We get a ton of calls, on a regular basis from different people who say they got our message or they got an email that they got. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm sending out stuff is going out automatically. I don't really know, and I don't do a good job of keeping track, and I should. And that's probably bad to say on the broadcast, but I'm gonna be honest with you, of exactly pinpointing where they are. My thing is to immediately start to get their listing, to chop up a conversation with them, get them over to a buyer, and so I can move on. So I'll do a better job of doing that so that I can give you an accurate number on that, on the return of investment for slide down, the slide broadcast.
Okay, no worries.
All right. So another thing is email marketing campaign. And this is something that we've provided for each one of our Realty pros. You all have your constant contact campaign or your account, and there are hundreds of campaigns in there. So every single person that they should be included in your constant contact. That's how you convert your sphere of influence into your book of business. And that's a conversation that we've had a number of times. You want to pull all of their information into the system that's provided and establish several different campaigns. I would say you can simply copy some that are in your constant contact already, or you can create them, or you can use something that's there and edit it and make it say what you want to say to your client base. Okay. But your email marketing, like Mr. Porter said, some things we're able to set and forget. Email marketing with your constant contact is one of those things. It's simply automated for you. And what it'll do for you, it doesn't cost you anything. First of all, that's something that we provide for you guys. And it allows you to stay in front of your sphere of influence with relevant market information so that they remember, hey, Arlene is a realtor. I'm receiving her emails on a weekly basis. If I think about purchasing a home, I know who to call. Okay. So that's from the perspective of we need everybody to know that we are in real estate. We can help them. And that's one of the ways that you accomplish that. So I know earlier we were talking about choosing one of the marketing strategies. I'm talking about one of the marketing strategies that is going to cost you. These things that we're providing to you guys, we want for each and every person to do these things, because those are the things that you can automate and they don't cost you anything. All right. Anybody have any questions about that?
One thing that I can say, Jasmine, is that, guys, remember, real estate is about numbers, but more important, lead generation is the name of the game. So you're doing everything you can to generate leads, and I want to do it in a way like Jasmine say, you set it and you forget it. That's my goal. I want to set it and forget it, and have people calling into me that are interested. So just remember, and then I think like this. This is the way I think. If I just get one deal off of any of the technology that we use, no matter how much it costs, if it's $900 for the year just for me to try out, if I get one deal, it's going to pay for that technology, and I'm going to re-up for the next year just from that one deal. So whatever your budget is, wherever you are, wherever you're getting your foothold in, start there. If you have to start out with the free route, start there, but be consistent at it.
Thank you for sharing that. I want to go back to something that we did in the beginning of the year and we'll do next year as well. When we were talking about our business plans, we went through our action plan, and in there were some numbers, and those numbers, they talked about quite a number of very important components, but the one that I want to point out here goes hand in hand with what Mr. Porter said, lead generating. So when we meet people, we need to be putting all of their contact information into constant contact, because what we learn from our business plans is for every 12 people that you contact, you will get one list or one lead from every 12 people, okay? So if you put 12 people into your constant contact and you're sending out marketing information to those 12, you should be able to get one lead from those 12 people. Now, the goal is for you to have hundreds or thousands of people. Of course, you want to expand your book of business so that you will get to the point where you have a referral-based business, but it's absolutely a numbers game. So you're adding as many people as possible into your constant contact so that it is automated and you're going to start to get leads from it, okay? Facebook and Instagram, those are tools that people use. People use Facebook and Instagram more so than websites nowadays. It is simply posting relevant content. So you can do ads, or you can do content posting, or you can do both, right? So you have ads that you can post to target certain zip codes. So whatever your farm area is, that's something to consider. With regards to, okay, well, if I'm looking for sellers, I can post free market analysis or quite a number of different marketing campaigns and simply target them to the zip code that is within my farm area, all right? Does anybody have any questions about that? All right. Nowadays, TikTok is very big. It is a newer platform, very big. We know a number of people that do quite a bit of TikTok posting. I personally have not done TikTok posting. If any of you are familiar with it, that is an alternative platform to your Facebook and your Instagram and your LinkedIn. That's a marketing avenue as well. So Facebook Live videos, YouTube videos, relevant content, guys. You post relevant content and you put a few dollars behind your Facebook ad. You may put $30 on there a month for your Facebook ad. You may put $100 on there a month for your Facebook ad. But these are different marketing strategies so that you can reach your target market in your farm area. And remember, for those, you can choose a zip code. So you're marketing to people within a certain area. Okay, door knocking, we've talked about that. It's no need to beat a dead horse with that. Nevertheless, that too, it is absolutely a numbers game. It is effective. If you commit, even if you were a brand new agent, you just got your license yesterday, if you committed to door knocking for the next 30 days, you would have multiple settlements next month. You would have multiple listings, you would have buyers. Door knocking has been one of the key ways to grow your real estate business, probably since real estate has been a business. Door knocking is highly effective. Be encouraged in that as well, that just like your cold calling, your door knocking is a numbers game. And I'm going to say that as many times as possible so that you guys will be encouraged. Like Mr. Porter said, you don't need to have low self-esteem. If you call somebody or you knock on their door and they don't answer, or they don't answer the door or the phone, it's fine. You're getting past all of the no's so that you can get to the yeses. That's what you're looking for. Okay, door knocking is highly effective. There are quite a number of scripts in your BrokerMent library for all of the things that we're telling you guys to do. There are scripts for every single thing within your BrokerMent library. Okay, farm area landing pages, that is an option as well. So for your farm area, you may decide to do a landing page so that within your marketing, you can send people directly to that page and capture leads in that way. That's an option. All right. Certain online marketing. This is something that we should all be familiar with. HomeSnap. This is something that each one of us should be doing because it's automated. You get HomeSnap through Right. HomeSnap Pro is an additional cost. What is it? HomeSnap Pro Plus is an additional cost, but it is worth it because it automates some things for you. It's going to send out emails to the people that are within your book of business, and it assigns you to them as their realtor. That way, when they're looking at homes, should they have a question, it's going to come directly to you. Okay. It also sends out relevant marketing information, data and statistics to your sphere of influence. So now they're receiving this information from HomeSnap, but guess whose face is attached to it? So it's going to say Anita on there. It's going to say D'Amico on there. It's going to have your information. And the good thing with that is it's going to give them an overall market update with your picture on it. So that is that's a very good marketing strategy that we should all be making sure that we take advantage of. And HomeSnap is included with your Bright MLS subscription. All right. Zillow, Trulia, those are options. I'm not a huge fan of doing those. I really prefer to establish a referral-based business. You can absolutely do it. I've done it before. They are somewhat effective, but it is a numbers game as well. It is truly a numbers game. Realtor.com, all of us have access to Realtor.com through your board membership. So if you're a member of the board, and we all are, you have access to Realtor.com. So you want to go on there and beef up your profile and make sure that you are visible there, because that's another way that leads can reach directly out to you. All right. Community functions. You want to be visible within your farm area, right? So you are your number one marketing piece. Your mouth should be a billboard for your real estate business. You guys, you have your mouth, which is going to be your best marketing strategy. You have your business cards, you have your name tags, you have your Porter House shirts, you have quite a number of different things so that you can go to these community functions and be visible, visibly branded as a realtor. And once they become familiar with you, then you can become the realtor for that community. So be present at community functions in your farm area. Okay. Another option, and if you have any questions, let me know. As always, our trainings are interactive. Unmute yourself, put something in the chat, raise your hand. All right, hashtags. So when you're posting online, your farm area, you should be hashtagging your farm area. Does anybody remember? Never mind, I will just move on and say with your hashtags, it's going to help to drive online traffic to your postings, right? Because you're hashtagging it. And when you do that within your farm area, not sure, say by chance your farm area is Steeplechase or whatever your farm area is, you post something and hashtag it. That way, when people start to search that community, now they're going to come up with your name and they're going to be linked to, or they're going to be able to see your post. So if every time I start to, let's just say Woodmore, if every time I started to post, I'm hashtagging Woodmore, Woodmore North, Woodmore South, or whatever my farm area is, now as people search, like I said, they're going to be able to link you with that community. All right. Builders. This is something that we talked about with regards to accounts-based selling. With an accounts-based selling strategy, which is highly effective, You go to a builder, you establish a relationship with a sales associate there at the builder, you add value to them, and in return, you develop a relationship so that you can get those listings. There are two different types of listings that you can get from a builder. Number one is the builder's listings so that you can list them for the builder. The second one is going to be from buyers who come in to purchase brand new homes, but they have homes to sell also. So this would be an effective long-term establishment of a relationship that can prove to be extremely useful and extremely lucrative to you. With that type of approach, that accounts-based selling, that's something that, just like anything else, you nurture it over time. You build that relationship. You ask for what it is that you're looking for. You find out what they need first. Of course, you add value to them and you establish that type of partnership. All right. Does anybody have any questions about anything there? All right. Another audience, your expired listings, right? Both old and new. Okay. A lot of agents that are looking for expired listings, they may be looking for the ones that just went off the market yesterday, and that is extremely effective. Expired listings, very effective. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You do, however, need to be ahead of the curve. You need to have a marketing campaign for your expired listings. You do see up there where it says both old and new, because most of the time when agents are marketing for expired listings, they are looking for the newest, like I said. But the old expired listings who have not yet listed their properties again, that is a conversation that is worth you initiating. So you may look at Bright and you can find some listings that have expired within the last week. Then you may find some that have expired within the last year. Those that have expired within the last year, but you notice that they have not relisted, that is a great targeted audience for you to market to, because at some point they wanted to sell, so much so that they contracted with a broker and put it on the market. So whatever it is that happened that caused them to put a pause on their plans, it may be different now. So that would be a great audience to cold call. That would be a great audience to establish a marketing campaign, to door knock. Your expired listings are going to be very effective ways to spend your time there. For sale by owners, the same way. Your for sale by owners, we've been through that training. We spent several weeks on the for sale by owners, but that is a great target audience for you guys. Your pre-foreclosures, I'm excited to hear you guys going after that audience, considering the climate that we're in with COVID. And, you know, we've had this training for quite a number of weeks with the foreclosures upcoming or pre-foreclosures and potential short sales and all of those things. So just being sure to be ahead of the curve. We started talking about those pre-foreclosures probably August of last year or so. So maybe for the last year or so, we've been prepping you guys to be ready to be able to take on that, that market there, okay? As for all of our marketing pieces, they are right in your Brokerment library. You guys have that full campaign. Like you heard Dee sharing at the beginning of the training, she, Anita, and Ms. Pat, they came in the office and they were working on their pre-foreclosures. Curtis has done the same thing. The key to any of those is diligence and consistency over time. So it's a numbers game. You start it, continue it until you see the return on your investment, right? Same thing with your short sales. Do the exact same thing. There's one campaign there that serves both of those distressed client types. All right. Now we talked about geographic farming. There are some sources right here that I will touch very briefly on, because it would require a whole training for me to break that down to you guys with the geographicfarm.com, Fiverr, and the Batch Geo there. So we will touch on that loosely. You guys can Google it and search out some information if that is something that you're interested in, okay? Absentee owners. Absentee owners are a very good source for listings. When we began, you saw me pulling up listings in Bright MLS that had been rented. And if it had been rented, that lets you know that there's an absentee owner there. So that's one of the ways that you're able to search out your absentee owners. You're able to look at the different price points by putting in a rental price, right? You put in the different rental price, and then that can be a multiple side transaction for you, because there is going to be a percentage of those absentee owners that are a little bit exhausted with being a landlord, and they're going to want to sell. Same thing, it's a numbers game. So you establish that marketing campaign to your absentee owners, and you do the same thing consistently over time, and I can guarantee you that you will have results. Consistency over time, okay? Probate in the state. We had a number of wonderful trainings where we had Von Royal talking to us and teaching us about probate sales and estate sales, and that is another audience. So if you are interested in that probate and estate audience, go back to Porterhouse International Realty Group on YouTube, pull up the video and listen to those trainings as many times as you need to. So you know how to service that market, you know how to target that market, and you know what things are necessary in order to help them to overcome their situation there. All right. Does anybody have any questions about anything that we've shared so far? All right, if you do, go ahead and unmute yourself. Now, I thought it to be very important to go back through quite a number of these, because there are some of us that had a bit of a challenge with choosing the audience that we wanted to target or the marketing strategy. And I want to make sure that everybody is encouraged and that you have all the tools that you need, so as to help you to focus and narrow down to just one of these types, but at least you know what your options are. So everybody, you're free to choose which one you're willing to be committed to consistently over time. So if that is your pre-foreclosure market, your short sale market, great. If it's your expired, your absentee owners, but just be aware that no matter what your listing type, there are certain things that are going to go hand in hand for all of those marketing types, right? So for your expired, your for sale by owner, pre-foreclosure, short sale, absentee, probate, all of those are going to consist of campaigns that are going to be directly targeted to that audience. So that's going to be your postcard campaign, your mailers. That's going to be your cold calling to them. That's going to be your door knocking. So as we began with talking about your cold calling and your door knocking, those things are effective for each and every last one of these audiences. Okay. So that's how you are simply going to consistently reach out to these people until you get a return on your investment over time. Does anybody have any questions, any comments, any thoughts? Especially for some of us who hadn't yet chosen our target market.
I know at one point I was going after new build, like construction properties and things of that nature. Now that I have an accountability partner that is, we're working on something else. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there to other people who are still kind of searching for different things to do, or different markets to target. Because I know here in the Germantown, Gaithersburg, Clarksburg, this area over here, we have a lot of new builds. And I know a lot of you are all over there on that other side, but it's just a different avenue to take for you guys. You have those home buyers who love something new, and then you also have people, older people who are downsizing as well, because they're building a lot of those as well.
Thank you for sharing that. As it pertains to our posting, guys, there's some relevant content that's really going to help people to connect with you online, right? So we talked about posting, we talked about your videos, we talked about posting those videos, Facebook Live or your YouTube Live or whatever avenue you choose. But the question becomes, what should I post if that is what you choose to do? Open houses, property tours. As Damika's talking about in her area, there are a lot of builders. I dare say that there are a lot of builders that you may not have seen last year, but look again. Because with this COVID climate, there have been so many buyers in the market with so much competition, builders are just coming out of the woodwork. So I want to encourage you guys that When you're wondering what to post so as to engage your audience, choose some of these things and post this relevant content so that you then have a captive audience. They start looking forward to your real estate content, then they'll start reaching out to you, okay? So you do your videos of your open houses, your property tours, your builder model homes, beautiful communities, right? I've seen this, I've seen it very effective on the Instagram Live, Facebook Live, TikTok. I've seen people riding through the communities. Mr. Porter has posted a number of those videos to our group WhatsApp chat, where we've seen people, you drive through, you do your TikTok video or whatever it is, and you're highlighting the community and, make it interesting. But this is some of the content that is relevant, all right? If you need it to boost, you can absolutely create a campaign to boost, all right? And one of the things that we've talked about that was effective for buyers, and that is when you start to focus on buyers, but for now we're focusing on listings. But an example of that type of video that you would post is for, this says $2,500 a month, but let's just say for $3,500 a month, you could own this. And you put a picture up there, and it is a gorgeous home, and you've done your research on Bright MLS, and you've pulled up those listings where you see that those tenants have rented that property. They rented it last year or the year before, and they're likely still there. Well, that will be an effective marketing campaign for them. So for $3,500 a month, you could own this. And then, like Mr. Porter always talks about with our working with buyers training, for that $3,500 a month, you're paying the PITI, and then you get certain benefits back. And I don't want to go into all of those details now, but I just want to give you guys some food for thought. I want to help to, have your imagination to expand as it pertains to marketing strategies, targeted markets, audiences, how to reach these people, what type of campaigns are going to be effective, and how you use the information that you have to target a specific audience. Okay, does anybody have any questions or anything thus far? All right, well, I'm going to stop for today with the slides that we have. There are a number of additional slides within this training, but I'm going to pause right there for today because I want to open the floor for some discussion. Okay, so as we've talked about for the last month or so, preparing for the winter and our farm areas and our marketing strategies, what are your guys' thoughts with regards to that as it pertains to the information that we've shared today and last week? Is this helpful to help you to decide who you want to market to? For those of you who may not have chosen your targeted audience as of yet, what are your thoughts? I want to hear from you.
Jasmine, one of the things, I'm gonna just jump out there while we're waiting for people to get their thoughts together. One of the things that's exciting, always exciting for me, and this is just one of the things that we do, we believe in at Porterhouse, is that the winter months are opportunity months. And the reason why I say that is because the majority of our competitors and other real estate agents, they're going to go on vacation, or they're going to start focusing on the holidays and celebrating and getting cold and locked in and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm going to be out showing properties. I'm going to tell all my buyers who weren't successful in finding a home, now's the time. Let's get your pre-approval back in order. Let's get out and start hunting for homes. When it starts to get cold, we're going to be able to get some great deals because it's just going to be a lot less competition. Another thing is, again, some people want to sell in the dead of winter. That's fine. We're going to have a lot of buyers. I want to have a ton of buyers. I want to get both sides of the transaction. So my strategy has always been to make sure that we are loaded with buyers at all different kinds of price ranges that are already pre-approved, and I already have someone ready to, if I can't do it, somebody is already assigned to that person, so that when we get a property, we get a listing in the dead of winter and it's not a lot of competition, our buyers can be one of those people that makes an offer on that particular property. So this is the way I think of it. We know that that's typically what happens during the wintertime, is that there's a huge dip in productivity. I don't like to be part of that average cycle. I want to be above the average, and I want to continue to push through. And you guys will notice that those of you who have followed that tradition in January, February, you have a number of transactions closing back to back to back to back. And so we had a wonderful year last year in January, February, and in March. And I think it was because you guys really put the pedal to the metal and got prepared for the wintertime. So I want to encourage you to do that again.
I second that. It's all building pipeline. Excellent. Kermon, I see that you unmuted yourself. Did you have something you wanted to share?
Well, yeah, Ms. Porter, I think, and I kind of think I spoke on this last week. One of the things that's happened with me, and I think I kind of told you this as well, is that I had kind of changed my focus on what my farming area was going to be. Based on the information that we got, I realized that the way I had set up my farm area was totally incorrect. And I did it based on the area that I liked. I thought they were pretty homes. I like going out there. But what I found is those homes don't sell. Those people, they like it too. They don't leave. They don't go anywhere. So the houses, you know, they're nice, but they never sell them. And one of the things that Matthew and I did when we were out door knocking, we were in an area that he had a sale, and it was in Fort Washington. And we were going through, and we're knocking on doors, we're talking to people, and everybody's so receptive. Everybody was so friendly. And I think it's because they're like, oh, that's so nice, but I'm not selling anything. So it was good to really be able to get out there and see what it was like to door knock and do all of those things. But I think we really have to be cognizant of the area that we're going to really farm. And I think we have to do the due diligence to find out if it's really an area that's going to be viable for us to really be able to make money, because the name of the game is buyers and sellers. So that's the thing I learned. And to wrap it up, the area that I should have been doing was my area I live in. I didn't want to do my area. I don't know. I had a thing about it in my head. I saw it was, you know, there was, you couldn't swing a dead cat and not hit a real estate agent in my area. I'm in Boone. And so I'm thinking, I don't want to deal with all this. I don't want to deal with that. Now I'm realizing I'm going to do my area. I'm going to do my neighborhood, because I see signs going up all the time. And Mr. Porter has said, how will you feel if you live in the neighborhood and the signs are going up and all these people are selling and all this stuff and you didn't get any of it? And I was like, man, everybody's selling. And here's the thing, I'm fixing up my house right now to put it on the market. So I really know. So that's the thing. So for anybody else out there, maybe you might want to really start thinking about your own area, at least your street, at least your neighborhood. Let everybody in the neighborhood at least know that you're the agent. I put business cards up to all of the different places, the cleaners, stores, all of that, put my card out and let people see, you know, I'm walking through 7-Eleven, I'm handing out cards, I'm doing all this because people really want to be able to acknowledge you as the person in the area, in the neighborhood, like you've always said. So that's the thing that I'm doing now. And that's the thing that really changed for me because of the training, if that makes sense. So
that makes perfect sense. Thank you for sharing that, Kermon. I appreciate it.
Hey, and I want to say this to Cameron, just go around your neighborhood and drive past those yard signs. Yeah. And I want you to say to yourself, that's $10,000 I didn't want. That's $20,000 I didn't want. That's $30,000.
Thank you so much.
That's $40,000 I didn't want. That's $50,000 I was afraid of. Just keep going around until you get to your point where you realize the fear has to be overcome.
Right. So, or until I have my nervous breakdown, whichever comes first, right? Okay, I got you.
No nervous breakdown.
However you get to the point where you get over it, that's fine with me.
Fantastic. Okay, I got you. Well, you know, if you're telling me to do it, that's definitely what I'm going to do. So there you go.
I really appreciate that last statement that you made, Kermon, and I want to take that as an opportunity to encourage every last one of us. In order to get something that you've never had or get to somewhere that you've never been, you must do something that you've never done. I can guarantee that for each and every last one of us, our comfort zone is what is keeping us where we are. And if you're
Amen to
comfortable
that.
with if you're comfortable with where you are, then stay within the confines of your comfort zone. If, however, you are looking at this as an opportunity to go to a new level, to, just blow this new season wide open and to aspire to everything that you got into real estate in order to obtain, then you absolutely have to become uncomfortable. Okay. When we started this conversation, Curtis was talking about he just got finished doing a workout. I'll use that as a point of reference. If we, with our real estate muscles, if you will, if you say, okay, well, I'm only going to lift this one, mailer or this one phone call, then that's what your business is going to reflect. But in order for you to make progress, you're going to have to lift more than your normal capacity. You're going to have to do more than you normally would in order for you to make any progress. And I can guarantee you it is worth it in the end. It is worth it, and we have got to break out of our comfort zones. You are not going to become what you desire to be in real estate or in life if your measure is being comfortable and being just kind of cruising in there. You must get out of your comfort zone in order to make progress in anything in life, especially in real estate. Okay. So I know we talked about quite a number of different marketing strategies, and there's some things that immediately when I say it, it may have been, ooh, I don't like that one. Ooh, I don't want to do that one. Or that one may be kind of interesting. But no matter what you choose, you must go all in, and you must do it well beyond what you've done as of now. We started out and we've been saying all year that this is a year and a season of new levels for each and every last one of us. We speak new levels into your businesses. We speak new levels into your finances, into your homes, into your families. And there is something that is required of you. And that requirement is for you to go to a new level, to the next level, the place that you haven't been before with regards to what your input is and what your level of commitment is, and resist the I want to just be comfortable. Resist it, because I promise you your comfort zone will keep you where you are. There is no progress in that. So I just want to encourage you. I want to inspire you. I want to uplift you and let you know that it is absolutely possible, and people are doing it every day, but we must break out of our comfort zones. If it hurts, great. It's not going to kill you. With those exercises, you lifting lifting those dumbbells. I don't know the name of the equipment, Curtis, or one of you can tell us, but if you're lifting them, you're building muscle. You're going to see results over time. Mr. Porter, you had something that you wanted to add?
I was just going to say, admittedly, we all get to that place where we get comfortable. And that's why we always encourage accountability partners. And I just wanted to be very clear about what I think in my mind, when I say accountability partner, an accountability partner is somebody that's going to tell me something to do, and I'm going to be accountable to do it. So, you hear Caramon, I guess Caramon adopted me. I didn't really, but Caramon had say something to me, and it encouraged me, because he'll say, you said that to me, or I'll say something to him, and then Caramon will say, I just did what you told me to do. I mean, he even got out of the, that Galaxy world, where whatever kind of phone or whatever he was using, and came over to the iPhone world, and he starting to use it and seeing, the benefits of being able to do business with real technology. No disrespect to everybody else who has Galaxy phones, but come over to iPhone. But I mean, just an accountability partner is not your teammate, not your friend per se. It's a person who is going to tell you to do those things that you said you were going to do. They're going to say, no, you can't wait till tomorrow. You said you was going to do it yesterday. You didn't do it yesterday. You're supposed to go out and hand out your 10 business cards a day. I'm going to meet you at the store. Let's go do it. That's a good accountability partner. That's a person that's going to help you become successful, and you're going to help them become successful. So it's kind of the person that's going to kick your butt. If you have an accountability and they're not calling you, you can't get in touch with them, you need a new accountability partner. Okay, because that person is not, and you need to tell them, hey, When I call, you need to call me back. And I think, I don't believe in political correctness, and that's probably why I get in a lot of trouble, but that's okay. I believe in pushing people to become their best. When you tell me you want to do something, well, put it this way, don't tell me you want to do something if you don't want me to hold you accountable to doing it. And I think Jasmine is the same way. And I want all of us to be that same way. If I tell Curtis I'm gonna do something, Curtis is gonna hold me accountable. He's gonna call me 1,000 times. When I told Angela Skipper, you call me anytime, Angela Skipper calls me anytime she has a problem. Or she'll reach out. She's not gonna hold back. We love that. We need to hold each other accountable. And it's not a negative thing, it's good. It makes us better. And so I really encourage you guys to be accountable to each other, because we all got into this business because we want to be successful. We want to make money. We wanted to do something different for our families and our lives. It's not going to happen if you're not talking shop, if you're not talking business, if you're not focusing on time to do business, and if you're not going to hold yourself accountable. And if you can't do that, get somebody to hold you accountable.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Mr. Porter. I second everything you just said. We can all do it. All things are possible, and it's in you to do exactly what you set out to do. Curtis, I see you unmuted yourself.
So y'all have the nice Jasmine, but Jasmine's my accountability partner. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Y'all want to meet the real Jasmine? Go in there, ask her to be your accountability partner, and tell her don't hold back. You're gonna meet a different person. But I love her, but you'll meet a different person.
Well, thank you, Mr. Porter. I appreciate the love. Curtis, you had something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I had actually a quick question. I saw that on one of the slides there was a dialing service company. What was the name of that particular company?
So there were two, Sly Broadcast and Sly Dial.
Slide Broadcast and Slide Dial?
Yes.
Sly. Like
Sly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Curtis, you should be able to download those. I hope you have an iPhone, but you should be able to download those.
Of course.
Okay, in the App Store. Okay. I know I got to call iPhone.
Come on
my
now.
check. All right.
Well, no, so I'm actually really excited. I was using a service. I just wasn't using it, and $2 million off of a phone call. I'm going to use this service. So, I'm excited to kind of have something to plug in to give me more opportunity to touch more people and to just make it part of my morning routine, part of what I do. I'm already looking at like 9 to 10 a.m. It's just going to be, I know Jasmine was talking about lifting weights. I'm going to be lifting my phone.
There you go.
Working that out, and using this fall and winter is exactly what, Jasmine always talks about, is planting the seeds. And then in the spring, you're going to have like an amazing harvest. But if we don't start, if we don't do the work, nothing's going to happen. So I'm really excited about the $2 million sale. You know what I mean? Those two transactions. So I'm ready to get it popping. And, I got some big goals I'm setting for 2022. A lot of things happening with me. So I'm ready. I'm excited. Let's go.
Hey, and could I say something, Jasmine? I keep saying the 2 million. That thing was almost 3 million. Initially, the clients, they thought that their home was about 1.7 million. So we were excited about that. So, but after, really looking at it, it was closer to 1.2 million, but still not bad. But I mean, if you get a $1.7 million day and a $1.3 million, that's a $3 million day. So, I mean, we didn't lose $1 million, but look, Curtis, there's a whole lot of things Susan has motivated me to go back and look at everything that I'm probably not maximizing. I want to exploit it. I want to exploit it all winter.
Yep. Yeah, that makes two of us.
That is very encouraging. And I will end by saying, just as Mr. Porter said, I'm gonna just reiterate it. This is after having conversations, and Susan can share this with you. Susan was opposed to cold calling. There's some things that are just effective in the business that just you know, that for it can turn you off. Like, yeah, no, I don't really like that. She was opposed to doing it, and she started doing it and holding herself accountable to it. And now look at the results, guys. So for each and every last one of us, you can do it. It is possible. Hold yourselves accountable, hold your accountability partner accountable. You deserve to get everything that you came looking for in real estate, and this is the way you do it. Being consistent and diligent over time is seed time and harvest. Stay committed during that aspect of time when you don't see any results. Stay committed, remain diligent, be consistent, because it is guaranteed that you will have a harvest when you remain consistent and diligent over time.
Right. And so I wanted to also, Jasmine, I don't recall exactly when that started happening, but it wasn't that long ago when you had that conversation. And I almost can recall it, but it wasn't very long ago. But when she said she was going to do it, she actually did it. And that's one of the things I said, when you guys go in and you want Jasmine to hold you accountable to doing something, you're in trouble, but in a good way.
Call me, guys. We're here. I'm going to go ahead and end. We are a few minutes over our time. I do honor your time, and I want to allow you guys to get back to doing whatever it is that you need to do to have a productive rest of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and end our recording and end Realty Talks officially. If you guys would like to hang on for a few more minutes in the event that you have anything else to share or more questions, I will hang on for a few minutes. But for those who need to go, I want to go ahead and release you to enjoy the rest of your days. All right, guys. Have a great rest of the day.
You too.